Welcome to @Cronkite News, your social sharing connection where you choose the news. Facebook likes and shares, tweets, retweets, and favorites. YouTube views and subscriptions. We're watching you watch us. From our digital home at cronkitenews.azpbs.org to your television, web browser, or mobile device. Let's get a refresh on the top Arizona news of the week.
Some other Arizonians are also making cross-country trips to Philadelphia to see the Pope's visit there. Cronkite News reporter Jennifer Souls caught up with some very exciting families on a spiritual journey.
This is our prayer wall, and this is our family.
Gilbert resident Elizabeth Nance is taking her family of 5, including her young granddaughter, to Philadelphia in hopes that they gain a deeper understanding of their faith.
And so that's my goal, is to take away that they meet the head of the Catholic Church and to know that he's the rock. And why is he the rock? And why do we call him the Pope? And why is he the Holy Father?
And the excitement keeps building among Arizona Catholics, including this Phoenix youth group.
He's one of the descendants that Jesus left for us, so we could follow him. That's just, I don't know, it just even gives me like the chills just to think about it, just to be there. Like, I'm not even there yet and I'm already like freaking out.
Adding to the thrill, this is the first Pope from Latin America.
And he has his insights in it, and he has had to go through that himself, and to know that there's someone who's actually there to support us and to help us through it is just an amazing feeling.
Because of their devout faith, these Arizona Catholics are willing to travel far and cope with large crowds.
At first I got his parade route, and then I looked it up on the internet, and then I looked up all the hotels that were on the parade route, and just kept calling around until I found a hotel that was actually on the parade route.
Many people making what some may call this modern-day pilgrimage don't have tickets to any of the events, but they're still willing to travel 2,300 miles from Phoenix to Philadelphia just to be in the presence of the Pope. In Phoenix, Jennifer Souls, Cronkite News.
Parts of northern and central Arizona could get drenched, and communities across the valley are helping residents prepare for possible flooding. Cronkite News reporter Jake Gaden is tracking the latest.
Take a look at the radar behind me. As moisture moves in, a lot of things are going on in the metro area. Phoenix, Mesa, Tempe, and Apache Junction are among the metro area cities distributing either free sand, sand bags, or both to residents. It is estimated that there will be up to 2 inches of total rainfall for the next storm. With monsoon season nearly over and the hottest days of summer behind us, Arizona's weather is usually perfect in late September.
Well, first, this is not a monsoon.
Steve Waters, the floodwater branch manager from the Arizona Flood Control District of Maricopa County, says this storm is different than others.
What we're seeing today is the remnants of a tropical storm moving up from Mexico, and it's going to be interacted with a Pacific front that comes through tomorrow. So we have lots of moisture in place, and we're just waiting for some triggers to lift that moisture up and form thunderstorms.
With a storm of this magnitude, Waters and the rest of his staff try to warn the public as early as possible.
So we're already in flash flood watch until tomorrow night at 11. And as things progress, we may or may not put out flash flood warnings for our different forecast zones.
Waters' advice on the storm? Be prepared for anything.
Pretty heavy cells of rain just about anywhere. So one good way to prepare is to plan to stay home.
This storm resembles the one that hit Arizona last September, which flooded homes, freeways, and brought down trees all over the valley. And if these storms are at all alike, Arizona could be in store for some massive damage.
The more people can stay home, the less problems we'll have out on the roadways.
Now, according to Waters, the storm has just begun. He's predicting the storm to be at its worst during tomorrow's rush hour during the morning, which may lead to massive problems across freeways across the state. Jake Aiden, Cronkite News.
When lives are at stake, hands-on training is critical. Paramedics with the Phoenix Fire Department were able to practice their response in a training drill at the U of A's Health and Innovation Building. They practiced on lifelike mannequins suffering severe injuries. And we want to warn you, the video you're about to see is very realistic. The drill, a mass shooting incident. Massive injuries not seen every day in the field. So this simulation lab helps give the paramedics hands-on experience. One member of the Phoenix Fire Department said that familiarizing yourself with the process and equipment can win in the race against time to save a life.
So the simulation lends that ability to run through some actual incidents and get your hands on, and we've been able to use some of these mannequins and everything else in order to practice needle decompression or to practice packing a wound that is bleeding.
Stevenson said every firefighter and paramedic in the department will be trained with mannequins and simulations to make them ready for the field.
ASU is now one of 4 universities that's established a special investigations unit to deal specifically with sexual assault. Cronkite News reporter Ivan Rodriguez took a look at how this new unit will operate.
ASU, along with dozens of other universities, has been under investigation by the U.S. Department of Education since last year for how it handles sex assault cases. The university has been making changes, including requiring students to attend assault awareness programs. The latest includes this special victims unit, and they say their focus will be on the victim.
One student being victimized by sexual violence is one too many.
The ASU Police Department protects the largest public university in the nation, spread across 4 campuses.
The population that we protect and serve on a day-to-day basis happens to consist of the highest demographic for victims of sexual violence, being females ages 18 to 24.
The new Special Victims Unit will focus not just on sexual assault, but dating violence, domestic violence, and crimes against children. But no matter the investigation, the 5-person investigative team wants to help the victim get through the traumatic event.
We want to help the victims find justice for their situation, and at the same time, if we create an environment where victims feel comfortable working with the police department and the university when they're having to go through these investigations, we're hoping that that word gets out so that other victims feel more comfortable to come forward with their stories.
The group Students for Consent, which tries to educate students on how to prevent sexual violence, agrees with the department's focus on the victim.
I am glad, though, that ASU is taking the steps forward to take care of their student body and make sure that the cases that come to their desk are taken with appropriate care and that the victims are kept in mind as they are going through this, at times, really traumatic process of having to relive and explain and be interrogated.
ASU PD began their operations during the summer. The detectives heading the unit have gone through extensive training in the area of sexual assault, response, investigation, and victimology. In the broadcast center, Ivan Rodriguez, Cronkite News.
September is National Suicide Prevention Month, and 2 Valley women have been working to educate the public on what it means to commit. According to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, approximately 90% of those who die by suicide have a mental illness. Because of that, one group is trying to take away the stigma associated with mental health issues. The Commit campaign was founded by Miss Maricopa County and a board member from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. They hope their Commit campaign spreads nationwide.
For so many people, the stigma is that these people with mental illness or those that die by suicide, it's a choice for them, and it's not. It's an illness.
To help spread awareness, the Commit campaign will be hosting a fashion show September 25th.
Plans for the future South Mountain Freeway have it bordering the Gila River Indian community and cutting through a small part of South Mountain Park. But the community says that mountain is sacred, and any damage to the park is more than just a physical intrusion. Right now, the road ends at South Mountain, and the Akhmir Odom Indian tribe wants to keep it that way.
Our spiritual guide, Suhu, has a home up there.
But in 2016, the state plans to build an extension of the Loop 202 freeway through part of South Mountain Park. ADOT says this is the best alternative without going through the Indian community and only minimally cutting through the park.
We are having to cut through approximately 31 acres of the South Mountain Park, but this is less than 0.2% of the whole park area. So it's a very, very small section of the park that will be affected by this highway.
But even the slightest disruption of the land here is an intrusion to those who consider the mountain sacred.
On this mountain, we believe is one of the homes of our deities. This freeway will be an obstacle for our people. Not only a physical obstacle, but a spiritual obstacle.
For American Indians who cherish Mother Earth and pray to mountain homes of their deities, the land debate is nothing new.
Indian peoples have seen their lands sacrificed for the national good, and the courts have generally refused to support American Indian religious freedom.
As the Freeway project moves forward, the Gila River Indian community is not backing down.
Governor Stephen Lewis and the tribe put aside and said, we are going to some monies to fight this freeway. And they created a lawsuit. In this land, you do have a choice, and you have the choice to stand up and fight for what is right. And we haven't done that enough.
The Gila River lawsuit is scheduled to be completed by March 2016, so construction can get underway.
2 Arizona women are being honored in our nation's capital. It's an award for those who bring innovation and change to their communities. Cronkite News reporter Adriana Barajas is live in Washington, D.C. Adriana?
It's a long way from Arizona to the White House, but the woman honored here today traveled the same path, helping their communities. When the Ali Avila came from Mexico to the U.S., she never imagined she would end up being recognized as a champion of change in the White House.
When I moved here, I didn't expect, it wasn't in my head, oh, I'm gonna get to the White House.
But Avila wasn't the only one. Among her were 10 other young women, including Arizonian Amanda Chachin. Chachin was nominated for the work she did with students in the Navajo Nation. They submitted a video for the First Lady Michelle Obama's Reach Higher initiative.
And our students created a 5-minute video on YouTube and talked about the work that we did. And through that video, the First Lady was impressed with our video, or the office, and they nominated me for the White House Champions Award today.
What brought Avila to the White House today was her significant impact within the Hispanic community and her contributions to the Isaac Amaya Foundation.
One of my directors from work actually nominated me, so thanks to her, I was nominated.
For these 2 young women, walking into the White House was a dream come true.
I think it was just a feeling of wow, I'm here and I'm here with my family at the White House to receive an award for our Native communities. It's just awesome.
Avila agreed that this recognition was thanks to her family and community.
We moved here, we started from zero pretty much, and thanks to them, the push, my mom, my brothers, thanks to them, I got to college, I graduated, and now I'm doing the work that I'm doing.
The 11 women honored today are the latest of hundreds cited in the Champions of Change program, which recognizes ordinary Americans doing extraordinary things in their communities. Live in Washington, D.C., Adriana Barajas, Cronkite News.
Also from the White House, ASU will lead a national effort to get more girls involved in STEM. The announcement today tapped the school to oversee efforts by 19 universities and partners to support girls in minority and STEM fields.
Thousands crowded the streets around the White House today to catch a glimpse of Pope Francis after his meeting with the president. And Cronkite News found several Arizonans in those crowds celebrating the day. Cronkite News reporter Elizabeth Blackburn joins us live outside our Washington, D.C. bureau. Elizabeth?
It was a beautiful sunny day in Washington, and I was on the parade route outside the White House, where the mood matched the weather. There were long-lined security guards, buttons, and flags for the Pope's visit to the White House, and Phoenix resident Elva Bernal was there to witness it.
Something I never imagined in my life to see. It's a great feeling to see that there is still unity among people. We should always be united, like we are here in this event.
Crowds were gathered outside of the White House to listen to the Pope's speech on jumbotrons, but Tucson native Margarita Bernal was one of the lucky ones with a ticket for the South Lawn.
When he came in, it was like a rock star because you can just see the crowds rushing toward him, and he was driving his little Fiat. And you're like, what's going on? And people are like cheering and cheering. And you just see this little tiny black car drive through and pull up to the White House, and you see the president get him out, and you're like, oh my goodness, that's the Pope.
On the parade route, people listened as Pope Francis talked about issues like the disadvantaged, the family, and more. And Bernal says he came here to teach us.
And I think it's a significant thing. He's speaking to all of us at some level, whether we believe in climate change, whether that's the issue, whether it's immigration, whether it's compassion. He's here to give us a message. So I think anyone who hears his speech should take it to heart.
But former Tucson resident Donald Walters, who was along the parade route, said the Pope's visit is more than politics.
I think it's an opportunity for all Americans to reflect upon the role of faith in their lives and to understand that the Pope's message of service to others is a key in terms of elevating everyone in our country.
Arizona visitors, the experience was both historical and personal.
It was a very moving, half an hour. It was just amazing. It wasn't very long, but the pomp, the circumstance, and his words and the president's words were fairly amazing.
And his final words brought the biggest cheer.
We look forward to these days, dear country. God bless America.
The Pope celebrated a Mass this afternoon where he made California missionary Una Perecera a saint. Tomorrow, he will make a historic first ever address to Congress, and Cronkite News will be there. Live in Washington, Elizabeth Blackburn, Cronkite News.
It's a health issue few people want to admit to dealing with, head lice. But Arizona is one of 25 states dealing with super lice. Researchers say the pests have developed a resistance to over-the-counter remedies and are much harder to get rid of. I met with a couple experts to see just how common this really is.
Someone that you are friends with has lice.
It's all too common for kids to find themselves in the chair due to head lice. Jordan, a 6th grader, is back after 2 weeks of being bug-free from her first treatment.
I'm back here for a checkup for the second time, and they found 2 more bugs. I don't think I'd ever be able to do it on my own.
Lice is a common problem. According to the CDC, there are roughly 6 to 12 million infestations in the U.S. each year. And now over-the-counter remedies may not be working as well.
The term super lice does not imply that there's something that's untreatable. It's still treatable. There's prescription routes. But again, there's a lot of information that's out there.
Many are turning to lice treatment centers to help get rid of the bugs.
So this is a baby, a teenager, and an adult.
The advice from the pros.
Like I said, the really only effective way to remove head lice is by combing.
And use a comb with very small grooves. If you don't,
it's not going to get a nit off the hair. And a nit is an egg, and it's on one side of the hair shaft, and it's very sticky, and it's very hard to remove.
As for Jordan, now bug-free, her grandma will continue to check her and advises many to do the same for their kids.
They need to be vigilant about the nurses at the school not letting children back unless their heads are clean, and to check the children's heads thoroughly.
Top myths: lice has nothing to do with hygiene. They don't fly, they jump. And they crawl. Lice can't live on pets, and they don't live long if they're not near a source of human blood.
Paper mache, cardboard, and scissors are some of the things used when making piñatas. A family took these materials and added their own artistic qualities to grow this traditional art into a small business. Cronkite News reporter Carla Leone takes us inside the workshop.
Mundo Piñata is a family-owned business run by Jose Chavarria and his wife Maria.
I'm bilingual, so I translate for them if there's orders in English that need to be translated to Spanish.
Although the husband and wife learned the craft of piñata making in Mexico, they continue this tradition alongside their son.
I pretty much help out my parents on anything they need, as far as phone calls, attending to customers.
The art of piñata making is not a quick process. Depending on the size and detail, making one of these could take up to a day and a half.
Con paciencia. Mucha paciencia.
Maria Ayala says it takes a lot of patience and care. If she's not satisfied with the result, she'll tear it up and start all over again.
Can you make one piñata for me? And he said, yeah, what kind of piñata? Donald Trump. What?
The controversial presidential candidate is among the most popular piñatas these days, and this family has built their 5-year-old business by staying on top of trends.
Hay una tendencia de las piñatas y va por temporadas.
Jose Chavarria says characters from Cars, Frozen, and Minions are his biggest sellers today. And these traditional piñata makers are taking advantage of social media, including Yelp reviews, to spread their business.
It's my first time, and so far from everything I've seen, I really like their quality of work, and I'm excited to get my first piñata with them.
Nowadays, piñatas are making their way into many different homes and are enjoyed by people of all ages. In Phoenix, Arizona, I'm Carla Leone for Cronkite News.
At ASU,
We believe the most important semester is the one that starts after you get your diploma, the one called life. So we work hard to help our alumni thrive, teaching them the importance of not only achieving their goals, but exceeding them. With innovative programs that embrace hands-on learning, that encourages real-world growth. Our alumni know it can be the education of a lifetime, for a lifetime. For more information, asu.edu.
I'm an urban gardener. I'm a PhD student in criminology law and society.
I have an expertise in construction history.
I also happen to be a swing dancer. Oh, and I'm a source.
And I really like being a source.
Great journalism requires great sources, and we want you to be one of them. Arizona PBS is building a network of viewers, people with insight into the stories we cover and the stories we should cover. Explore what it means to be a source for the Arizona PBS Public Insight Network at azpbs.org/pin. Are you a news junkie, history buff, science or nature lover? Then discover 8 World, an entire channel devoted to bringing the world home to Arizona. Watch 8 World on Cox 88 or over the air via antenna on 8.3. To find out how to tune into 8 World through your satellite or another cable provider, visit azpbs.org/world or call 602-496-2308. Discover your world. 8 World.
See this patio? There used to be a motorcycle sitting there, a bike I didn't use and didn't want, so I donated it to public television, and they took care of everything. In addition to supporting my favorite programs, I earned a tax deduction. Turn something you don't need into something you really want. Contact the Vehicle Donation Program.
Tap into the art scene from coast to coast. Join the Art Beat Nation, a weekly series where you'll experience a rich cultural tapestry of art stories from across America. Meet artists, writers, composers, and performers setting the pulse of the arts in America now. Join us for a brand new episode of Art Beat Nation, Sunday at 5 on 8HD.
Hi, I'm Judy Woodruff, co-anchor of the PBS NewsHour. Preparing the next generation of journalists has never been more important than it is now. With its groundbreaking partnership with Arizona PBS, the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at ASU is revolutionizing journalism education to provide students with a real opportunity to work and learn under the supervision of veteran journalists, producers, directors, and editors on newscasts, investigative stories, and documentary productions. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, reinventing journalism education in the digital age.
Welcome back to @Cronkite News, our weekly refresh. Now, here's our digital download from cronkitenews.azpbs.org. The top clicks on stories, photos, and infographics making news across Arizona. Now, here's an @Cronkite News pick of the week, a favorite from the Cronkite News staff.
For one Arizona military family, the Dreams for Veterans program offered a trip of a lifetime to Washington, D.C. Cronkite News reporter Elizabeth Blackburn has their story.
James and Sherry Malone may look like the typical DC tourists, but they are here for another reason, to fulfill a last wish.
His dream was a trip here to Washington, D.C., and he just wanted to come, bring us here, show us, the monuments, show us the Declaration of Independence, wanted to go to, some of the museums.
And Dreams for Veterans granted that wish.
Dreams for Veterans had approved my father's dream
of taking a trip to Washington, D.C. with her family. He was so excited to go. That's all he and I would talk about for that month.
But Jim Malone never made it on the trip. He died the night before.
But right up to the end, he just kept saying, I can't believe that, they're doing this for me and I'm so grateful. And he just really, it overwhelmed him. It overwhelmed him at the end how much kindness, just the huge outpouring of love and kindness that he was getting.
Dreams for Veterans invited the Malones to an event in D.C. to honor the veterans who were granted wishes.
When he first passed, they offered us, if you still want to go on the trip, go ahead, and we didn't want to. But it was really just an honor to be here and see the other veterans who had their dreams granted.
Representative Matt Salmon presented them with a flag that flew over the Capitol in Jim's honor.
The flag was flown for the Malone family in honor of James Malone. To honor the life of U.S. Navy veteran James Malone, your deep love of the country will never be forgotten. Thank you for your patriotism, selflessness, and brave service to your country. God bless you, and thank you so much.
As they toured around D.C., they say this was the trip Jim would have wanted them to have.
It's been really wonderful, and it's felt like Jim's been with us today. It was a last gift from him that we got to do this.
In Washington, D.C., Elizabeth Blackburn, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News tracks your likes, tweets, and shares from all our social sites to bring you this news special at Cronkite News, our weekly refresh. Join the conversation so you choose the news. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, and log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org for top Arizona stories anytime.